Ladies, we're so grateful to have you here. So welcome to join us with Fylí, a female founders mastermind. So we focus on female founders, entrepreneurs, and corporate executives. And we launched the event series, which is called the Resilience to Rise. So for this series, each session will cover interviews of personal stories and feelings, especially during COVID-19. So we ask them to share their tactics, concerns, and how they are being formed during the global crisis. Of course, this series is dedicated to spread love, positivity, connections, to unite entrepreneurs and founders. And tonight, we're very grateful we have Marcia Kemp, the founder of Nanakai, to join us. And without further ado, I will pass it to our head of house, Catherine, to give the intro to Marcia.
Hi, everyone. So it's wonderful to see you all here tonight. I know things are a little crazy everywhere, so we're grateful that you were able to tune in. And it's my pleasure to introduce Marcia Kemp, who is the founder and creative director of Nanakai. She has always had an enormous desire to help people, and this began when she was a volunteer at the Children's Institute more than 10 years ago. And at the same time, she developed projects of corporate citizenship. She had a demanding life routine of an executive and businesswoman and led many numerous meetings in Brazil and around the world while she was at her high-level position at IBM. But she didn't let it affect her great passion for traveling. She doesn't like tourist destinations. Her preferences are always exotic itineraries that she researches herself, and she was excited to learn about new cultures, traditions, and people. On one of these trips, during a visit to the Maasai tribe in Africa, she actually had the idea to share the beauty of the unique craft work that she admired throughout the world. Her greatest inspiration was to show that beauty born of simplicity could conquer the fashion world. And in her constant interest in the people's culture, she asked herself about the beautiful works that she discovered and why some people had a competitive advantage when others were born without opportunities. So we love your work, Marcia, and we want to hear your story. Can't wait to see this conversation. So without further ado, I'll pass it back over to you and Summer.
Yes. And ladies, so I also want to shout out to our producer, Kate Kelly, who is on the line. So Kate produced all of the questions and the events for us while she's under weather. So big applause to Kate.
I'm not feeling so good, but don't worry, it's not coronavirus. It's just an awful cold, but I'm going to not show you what I look like right now because it's not pretty, but grateful to be a part of this community. Thank you so much, Marcia. I love your background. I love your story. I love that you just left the corporate world to start something new and to give back in the process. So thank you for being you. Thank you for inspiring. And I'm excited to hear you talk.
Yeah. Yes, and also my co-founder Jacqueline Brennan, she's here with us, but she's going through a weather crisis in Austin. So it's been 4 days, no food, no water, no power, and she's still here with us. So big shout outs. And Marcia, I'm just so grateful because of you, all of the ladies. It doesn't matter where we are, what kind of challenges we've been going through personally, you united us. You're the reason you brought us here. So I'm so excited to just dive right in. So Marcia, as you know, our community is composed of so many entrepreneurs and female founders who started in corporate world, exactly like you. So I was so interested in your journey. What inspired you to make the shift from working as an executive at IBM to creative entrepreneurship?
First of all, I want to say thank you so much for being here with me. You are amazing, and I feel very honored to be among of you, incredible women. And thank you so much for having this opportunity, sharing my stories. And I hope I can inspire you as you inspire me, knowing a little bit about you. So what made me change is that I want to leave a legacy to the world. I want to change and to change someone's life, you know. And my eyes were not shining anymore to what I was doing at IBM, and I think this cycle has finished, and I have courage enough to say I need to change and to impact someone's life. And I was very supported at this time for my two kids at this time. They were young, my twins boys, saying, just go, just move forward and do what you think that you need to do. And I was encouraged by them, and I did what I wanted to do, which was continue doing Nanakai, because Nanakai was born at my house, and this is what I started with 13 artisans in Peru, and I just follow and they told me, just follow your dream, and this is what I did.
Yeah, I'm just like so inspired by you, because you had no fears.
No fear.
Yes, you took the leap and you keep doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you mentioned it. So Nanaka is such an inspirational and feel-good brand. And I know what's the name coming from, and I know what's your brand story, but not everybody here know all of the details. So would you like to share the backstory of the name? Where did you come up with Nanakai, and what a social project means?
Yes, Nanakai means, when I think about which name I want to select for my brand, I want a name that could explain what I want to leave to the world. So, and I want a name that was not English, Portuguese, was like and with no frontier. So as I like exotic and different cultures, I look for names in Swahili, in Tibetan, in Nepalese, in different languages. And then I realized that I found this name in Peruvian language, in Quechua, Inca's language, Nanakai with K. And then this name means sisterhood for women. And this was like in 2014, so first of all, I understood that there was a gap in 2014 for fashion industry, for art crafts, for handmade products. And then I understood that we need to talk about a sisterhood. We need to talk about people get involved, one person supporting another person, humans supporting humans, And then this word was a meaningful word to me. And then I think that it sounds very good. So Nanakai was born like this. I want a name that sounds good and that has a meaningful.
Yeah, every time I pronounce your brand, I literally feel good. And probably that's why we hit it off right away. I was like, Nanakai means sisterhood, and Fylí means tribe. And neither of us use like English language, English words. Yeah.
I didn't want any Portuguese, English, German, nothing. I want something that came from the field that I was involved with,
Yeah, and ever since, so I'm not sure if your ladies know, so Marcia and I got connected literally on Instagram. So I attended an event, a very high-end fashion retail event in New York City. And I was so lucky. So they gifted me one of the bags from Nanakai, and I started wearing it. I started posting about it. Everything is organic. I did not get paid by doing it. So Marcia started seeing my post on Instagram. She was like, oh, this girl is wearing my bag anywhere, like from Miami to Europe to St. Thomas. And then we started talking on Instagram, and we got to know each other's brand and the company. So we said we have to do something. So
I always talk to, because our clients, they are not clients, they are sisters. And I always, when I'm logged, I always say, thank you so much for being part of our sisterhood. Thank you for being sisters. So I personally talk to the clients, and I personally say thank you to them. And then I start being friends. We start being friends, So I'm doing friendship. I have many friends nowadays, like I have, like somewhere.
Yes, totally.
And I'm here, See?
Yeah.
Connect.
Yeah, and ever since we started talking, I think one point was emphasized many times is like Nanakai is not just a fashion brand. You guys are a social project. Yeah, would you like to tell us more what social project means instead of just being a fashion brand.
Exactly. We map our network. So being an executive, I need to have measurements. So we hire, for instance, Instituto da Criança to do all the interviews. So we have all the names of our artisans, all the networks, because we work with Peru, Brazil, and Ecuador, and we have all the names, and how many children, what they have, and what kind of impacts we are providing in their lives. So we impact them mentally, their food, their what they can buy nowadays that they couldn't. So we measure all the aspects of their lives. So this is why it's a social project, because nowadays we can feel and understand what kind of transformations they are having in their lives when we work with them. Because when we arrive there, sometimes they don't have water in their houses. um, they cannot buy food, for instance. We can eat fruits, we can eat salads, we can eat chicken. They can't, and nowadays they can. So we can have water, they can't, depending on the region we are acting. So we can now understand what kind of change they have. So we map this, we have the measurements. So this is why we have the social project with them, because we have these measurements, and we are going to do this in each, I think, 2 years we are going to do, because as they are very organic, they grow, and we embrace more artisans. In 2 years we can see how it goes.
Yeah, amazing. Do you want to share some data, like how many women, like female artisans, how many, yeah, artisans you have helped in how many different cities or remote areas? Because last time when we talked, like you said, your artisans literally have to climb a tree to send you some pictures. Yes. Because of the Wi-Fi and network connections.
I have a lot of adventures with them. And then I'm starting working with a new group in Northeast Brazil, and they don't have, of course, Wi-Fi. And it's always like this, And then when I need to switch a picture and to send the color, what kind of color they're going to work, she climbs the tree. After the sunset, she climbed the tree. And then when she got the internet or the Wi-Fi, and then she can download the pictures, and I said, look where I am. And then she's climbed the tree. Oh my God, you're going to fall. No, don't worry, I know how to do this. Oh my God, you're going to fall. So she climbed the trees to talk with me. So it's adventure, but I know that it's a lot of emotion, nowadays. The same, she stopped our production because one of her children, he lost two fingers cutting coconuts. Yeah, so it's a lot of emotion working with these people, because they are humble. So imagine, they don't have nanny, they don't have, they have 4 or 5 children. So he was cutting coconut in the backyard, and all of a sudden he cut his fingers. So
yeah.
So you can imagine, and I'm there for her, But then we stop the production, and then we start again. So we got a lot of involvement with these people. We have been many things with them.
Right. Do you have a data, like how many women have you been working with? Yeah.
Nowadays we start with 13. We have now 3 or 5 families.
Oh, wow.
And we have 80%, 80%, they are women, 18 they are men, and we have also men we have also prisoners working with us in Peru. We have men working, and we have in Peru, we have in the coast of Peru, we have in highlands, they live in 4,000 meters but it's not in Cusco, it's not in the beautiful Peru, it's in very deep Peru, it's in the poorest region of Peru,
Yeah.
It's not in the beautiful Peru that we are used to see, like Cusco, Machu Picchu. No. It's another Peru that You are
Yeah, very remote areas. Yeah, so
very
Nana,
remote, very
yeah,
remote regions.
yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, very remote regions. They even they don't talk. They even talk Spanish. They talk Quechua. For instance, when I'm among them, talking, for instance, in WhatsApp, they are with our focal point. I don't understand what they're talking. They talk among each other. I don't understand. I just speak Spanish with one lady.
Yeah,
Among them, I don't understand what they're talking.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
I'm
a
just
experience with them.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by you and your story because through Nanakai, you were able to help more than 305 families, and we had both men and women, and also some folks in the prison. So everything is like very incredible. So can you share more about your brand and commitment to helping and empower women, and why it's part of your brand ethos?
Yeah, we were born like this. So we are not surfing sustainability. We were born like this. So I can see now many people saying that they are sustainable, they have a purpose, but to be consistent on the purpose takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of involvement. See, for instance, I was doing the production, she was doing well. Now we stop because her son lost 2 fingers. So it's not about money. It's about now supporting a woman that she's in pain, and I'm losing opportunity to sell bags, but I'm getting now a new friend because I'm side by side to her.
Yeah,
And I'm supporting her pain now. This is more important to me, and we are going to be friends from the end of our lives.
Yeah, it's very touching. Every time when I met a female entrepreneur like you care about the people you work with. You don't only care about the revenues and the sales, which is very genuine and supportive.
Yeah, money is a consequence,
Yes.
And they know that. They understand this, and it's natural. It's something that just happened, and this is very organic. For instance, I had never been in Ecuador. They look for me. They look for Nanakai. And when I told them, how do you reach Nanakai? Because I had never been to Ecuador. They said, no, we were selling our products in the streets, and someone passed by and said, look, why don't you look for Nanakai? Try to talk to the founder and ask for an opportunity. And we really worked together, and we even sold their products to Net-a-Porter.
Yes.
So see, there is no impossible to Nanakai. There's no impossible to people.
Yes,
The
totally.
word impossible doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, I saw your bags before I met you. Of course, I saw your bags on Intermix, Net-a-Porter, Revolve, Shopbop, Bloomingdale's, like literally all of the high-end retailers and e-commerce. But like just to get there, it's actually it's nothing impossible, but we know how challenging it could have been, and especially for the past year. So what has been the most difficult part of your job during the past year of the lockdown, especially since you work on a global scale and draw inspiration for your product through travel?
Yes, it was very, very difficult for me when we locked down and when we lost Peru and Ecuador, because I couldn't help them, and we started losing revenue from our clients, especially global clients. And then I didn't have revenue enough to support all the groups because we are not philanthropic people. I'm not a wealthy woman. I can work as a business point of view, and I couldn't help it all the families together, and I feel very weak at this point. And one day literally I sit down and cry, and for the first time in my life I regret, like, saying, how come I have 300 people to support, and today I cannot feed all of them. So what did I what I did to my life and to them, you know. So this day was, I really literally I sit down and regret, like, oh my God, what I create, and how I'm going to make this project survive, you know. For it was very, very difficult for me that day. I was in shock because they were calling me desperate, and I couldn't afford money to bring food to all of them. And they start crying, saying, we are feeling hungry. And this was something that at this point of our business, I realized that I never hear anymore from them. You know, the word hungry was not a word that I listen again from them. You know, so this was very hard to me.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah, Marcia, I'm just gonna say, like, so for all of the entrepreneurs we bring on, it just keeps emphasizing on one point. Like, good businessmen, they make profits, right? But good entrepreneurs, you really make a change towards a human society. Like, you feed people, you create the job opportunities, you change their life, and you truly care about them. Yeah, it's challenging, but it's just so like so hard to work, so hard to melting to say how you genuinely care about them and how much you have done to improve their life.
no, yes, thank you so much. I think they recognize. I managed to have some donations from some friends, United States, direct to some regions of Peru, and I managed to work with the Brazilian team to some clients and to my store, and we managed to overcome somehow in some groups, you know, but we still don't work with Peru and Ecuador.
Yeah.
But we manage, they are more mature, especially in Peru, they are more mature groups, and they manage to work with another entrepreneur, a wealth entrepreneur there, but they keep waiting to start working again with us.
Yeah, good. Yeah, right now, yeah, I think that's a great transition because a lot of times crises do have both sides. You have the challenging side, of course, you have the opportunity side. So we know that this COVID-19 has been a catastrophic event for our world, but sometimes a forced slowdown do put things in perspective in a way that were not before. So what has been the best thing about this pandemic of you personally?
Yes, so when I was in this terrible shock, especially when they start calling me, and I was like, oh my God, I don't have money to support all of them, what I'm going to do. Then I start I do meditation, transcendental meditation with my teacher. So it was very good because then I started doing this online again with him, with a small group. So I improved this and start doing online every day. So it makes me feel more steady and it helps me a lot. So it was very good to me so far. And then I realized that the universe started working and providing to me and to my group again the strength enough for us to overcome this, you know, and Nanakai is still surviving until today.
Yeah, that's very interesting because our paths literally overlapped. I start meditate ever since COVID happened. I mean, I did meditation with Fylí. Fylí was first hook that got me meditated, but I didn't have a routine until COVID-19 forced us to slow down. So have you ever had like fundamental change within yourself? Maybe like from your IBM executive life to Nanakai's life, and right now Nanakai is very developed. Like, what has fundamentally changed within you?
Fundamentally, I think this. I think to change my routine, for instance, to bring more the meditation into my routine, you know, to make me stop. So every day now, I know that I need to stop and to calm down myself. This is something that is like almost a religion to me. So it's like it's like myself connecting to the universe. I'm Catholic, so I have a lot of faith. I also pray a lot, and I'm very connected to God. But I think that to be connected to yourself, to your inner self, is very important so far to pass through this pandemic.
Yeah.
And I carry a lot of people who needs a lot of help.
Yeah, the responsibility of
A
building.
lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
They're very humble.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because I think almost 90% of our community meditates.
Oh yeah.
So we know, yes, benefit of meditate. We do have the routine, so we understand. And also, as an entrepreneur, it's like the old story. As a female entrepreneur, we know that living your best life is having a work-life balance. How do you escape and find time for yourself? Especially now, like when we can't get on a plane, and what do you do for fun to relax? Because I know you personally, like you were executive before, and then you also have 2 kids, and right now you have Nana Kai.
Uh-huh. Yes, I love swim. I love Renata is here. She's my partner doing this. I like to do Hawaiian canoeing here. I live in Ipanema, so it's very close to blocks. I do here very near my house. I do Hawaii canoeing. It's Hawaii canoeing. Is right to say this? Hawaiian canoeing. Do you know the sport?
Yeah,
Canoeing?
Agnos, yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Canoeing.
I'm from Hawaii. Yeah, canoeing.
Canoeing
Yep.
from Hawaii,
Mhm.
yes. So I do this. I'm also start to swim in the open sea. I have a connection to the sea since I was young, and I do some functional classes also. So I do a lot of exercise to the body, but especially with the water. I love the sea,
Yeah,
and it really makes me feel good.
yeah.
My day when I wake up in the sea, which is very close to my house, it changed completely.
Yeah, amazing. It's very interesting. So one of the commonalities we find when we interview successful entrepreneurs is they always have one hobbies they enjoy to do. Yeah, and I think it really helps you like with emotional stability, with resilience, like to lift up your moods. Very good. Yeah, and
Exactly. Important.
yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, so true. And Marcia, also, I know that during the holiday, you went to a remote area in Brazil, so that one doesn't count. My question is, where is the first place you will travel to when it is safe to do so? So maybe we can look at from an international traveling perspective. So we talked about US, we talked about in the future to go to China. So what is the first place? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would love to. I love China. I don't know if you're seeing a picture, me with the panda over there.
Oh, yes, I saw it. So
This
cute.
is me in Chengdu,
Yeah, wow, nice.
See, I love China. I have been there. So, but the place what I want to go is to go immediately to Peru to see the artisans. This is the first place, because I don't go there more than 1 year, and I need to go there. But this is the first place I need to go, is to Peru, but to work. First to work, and then I can think about another place. But first to work with them. I need to see them.
Yeah,
Listen
and
them.
yeah, bring all of us with you. We want to go to Peru and we want to visit the artisans. Yeah, Wendy says,
Yeah, I need to create a business like a Nanakai trip.
Yes.
What do you think? many people ask me, Marcia, can I go with you? But I don't know, because everybody say yes. No, everybody, Marcel, please, I want to go with you. I want to go with you. But it's not Cusco and Machu Picchu. It's not Cusco. Okay, but I can take like 1 day, 2 days. We can go to Paracas, to some. We can visit the artisans, talk to them, because it's a very interesting experience. One day I took our director showroom to there. You know, in the end of the trip, we were in the airport. She started crying. She cried, Roger, what's happening? And she cried, are you feeling well? I can tell you how I'm feeling now. I'm feeling so much better, like a human person.
Yeah.
You provide to me with this trip, because it's really exactly, Wendy say, because it's travel and experience, you know, Wendy. It's like this. Of course, we can have like this experience to having these people, to talking with these people, but also we can, for instance, if we go to Lima to see some artisans there, that's 3 hours from there, it's not so far, but we can see like Paracas, another place near Lima. Do you know the there's some lines in the soil in Peru. Peru is very exotic place, you know. Nikki saying that she's in. Okay, let's build. Okay, I'm creating a new business here. I'm a businesswoman. See how Nana. Do you know the soil? The soil in Peru. There's some limes, the Nazca limes. Have you seen this? Google Nazca limes.
Yes.
They have a lot of years, and I think it's one of the best place, and it's not a so crowded place, and there is a wonderful hotel there. Nazca is the best by plane, exactly. We need Nazca, exactly, but we can stay there in a nice hotel, and then by plane we see the Nazca line, you know, so we can like go see the artisans and then go and relax in a hotel, you know, so experience and then travel, you know.
Yes.
You know, I'm doing summer, you know, our trip.
Yes, you know, ladies, you know, there is something, a potential collaboration between us in the pipeline already while cooking the project. And also for Fylí Mastermind, we do have our annual retreats, and we are choosing the locations. So potentially we can do like Marcia, you know, we do the capsule collection and then we go to a retreat together. I know what you mean, because sometimes it's a combination. Like, of course, you want to have the luxury traveling to go to destinations, but also to visit the artisans in the remote villages and areas for experience. And I think Revolve has done something similar in Peru. We can totally definitely look at it. And ladies, so I'm going to ask my last question. So this is your opportunity to drop your questions in the chat, and I will help you ask Marcia your questions. My last question for Marcia is, what are you most grateful for?
My kids, not kids anymore, they're 26.
Oh, that's so handsome, Marcia.
They're handsome, exactly. My kids, it seems that they are little. They're 26. They're 26. I have been to areas of Peru. Exactly, Carol. Oh, it's amazing. Peru is a very different, it's amazing country. I love.
Yeah. And why are you most grateful for your handsome sons?
Because they are special, you know, they're very special. We are very good partners. Now they are in the job, they are in the business. I didn't ask them to join Anakai, but they are in the business. One was already working in Australia, and he asked to come back again to Brazil. The other one was graduating and has a proposal to get a very good job in Ambev, which is also a very good company in Brazil. but he didn't. He said, I'm not going to sell beer. I want to do what you're doing, impacting people. So, you know, I was glad, you know, but it's challenging to be entrepreneur in Brazil. So I'm very glad they're here, because if I'm building a legacy, it's not in my generation. It's going to start in their generation, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be a long-lasting
Exactly.
legacy. You can pass, like many more generations can work on it. Yeah.
Exactly.
See, I can see like your kids. That's why they got inspired by just having the conversation with you tonight. Yeah. And ladies, if you have any questions, drop in the chat, or you can raise your hand to ask Marcia right now. And when you ask the question, maybe give a brief intro of yourself, just like 1 to 2 sentences, because we do have a limited time for tonight. So make the introduction short and sweet, and go ahead and ask your questions. Okay, so
outside Ayacucho. We work with Ayacucho too.
yeah, and also Marshall, you mentioned that in Brazil it's very challenging to be an entrepreneur. Or entrepreneurship is overall challenging, and why is that?
Yeah. We have a lot of taxes. The politics doesn't help any. So we have a lot of taxes. Politicians doesn't help us. So it's a very, very, very difficult country.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm so glad to see like Nanaka is doing so well in the US, and you also have global expansion plans. So right now, like China is definitely one of the potential markets. And you mentioned Australia. Like, are you also selling in different continents?
Yes, we have a client in Australia. It's a chain. I forgot my head's terrible. It's a chain there, the big one. I forgot. I
Yeah.
very bad. Forgot the client's name. I'm sorry.
I,
It's awful. It's a chain. It's a famous chain.
yeah, like yeah, something
I'm
like.
aware of English, but it's not. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and any other market you are looking at, or you have plans for the near future?
Yeah, no, I think China is
Sure.
a great market. Everybody's looking for China.
Yes. So Fylí is going to China next year, and potentially you should also go to China next year, so we can start expanding together.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I have Malin and Caroline here. And Malin, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to unmute and unvideo. I was eating dinner while you were talking, and I didn't want you to watch the food fly.
My
But thank you for, sharing your story. It's really impressive. I guess in terms of like distribution, how did you get in touch with Net-a-Porter and all these major retailers? Was that like past connections, or did you, because it's hard to get in contact with those type of buyers?
They our showroom is based in New York, and Modo Operandi did our global launch. So this I think people get aware about this with Modo Operandi in New York. And then as we were like pioneers in this sustainable area, the others started looking for us in New York in the showroom.
Got it.
You know, I think this was the way, and the product was different. You know, nowadays people already is copying, but I'm always trying to innovate, bring different materials. You know, I'm always bringing different things to Nanakai and embracing new groups to avoid the copies.
So you kind of made your own party, and then people wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult.
It's impressive, though.
Yeah. And I think Caroline has a question. Naomi also has a question. Nikki also has a question. Whoever want to go first.
Yeah, so Marcia, it's wonderful. It's wonderful hearing about your story. And I think that what you're doing is so amazing, bringing your background and your expertise to really just make a tangible impact on women's lives. I did want to ask you about how you, as a smaller business, have found the direct wholesale market to grow your business. I'm wondering this is a bit related to Malin's question, but how has Intermix, Shopbop, or Revolve, which I know sell your bags, impacted your business? Have they been great partners? And how do you kind of see the direct consumer versus wholesale channels for yourself? There are obviously lower margins on the wholesale channel. And it varies by partner a bit. I have my own vegan collagen product, which is a blend of beauty and ingestible beauty as well. And it's certainly something I'm looking at right now as a company that doesn't have, outside backing. What are the most impactful financial, partners that I can have? And I'm trying to make smart decisions, and a number of those partners are ones that I'm looking at. So I'd love to hear what you think.
Of course. Thank you for the question. So the wholesales, they start appearing with in our showroom. Okay, I think after the launch with the model operandi, the others start seeing us as a good choice for their clients. So they start looking for Nanakai, and then we start appearing in their site. So this was what happens with Nanakai. Moda did the global launch. We gave them the exclusivity, but then the others came, like Revolve, Shopbop, and nowadays they are like good partners of us. And they have been buying since our global launch, which was like in 2015. They have been buying per season with us.
So you had a limited time exclusivity with a certain partner, and then expanded on wholesale after.
No, we sell for everybody without exclusivity. What I do sometimes is that we have a collection, and then one client like Shopbop asks, I may have this color, and then we do exclusive color for them. I want this in yellow, I want this in orange, and then I give exclusive colors for them.
That's funny. I have a background in food, and that's actually a very similar thing that things like people will do, for example, Walmart and Target. That's why those different flavors of Oreos you can only find in that one chain, because everybody wants something unique. So that's very interesting. And where do you see, I know Naomi has her question, so sorry to ask another, but where do you see, or how are you planning to grow your business, or what kind of channels are you really seeing as
direct to consumer? Direct to consumer. We are going I'm not happy with our site, and we are going to re-engineer all the direct to consumer this year. Direct to consumer it will be our best and the best channel. I think this is the future now. So we are going to
be amazing. I'm excited to see the new site.
Yeah, we are going to rebuild a new site. We are going to bring more our story of our sustainability. We are going to rebrand even our Instagram. We are going to pop up more our story, because we have a lot of content. I think maybe in the second semester, you're going to start feeling more our story popping up after a rebranding that we are going to do, especially in the site. I'm not happy with our site.
I actually like your website so far, but I understand, like Jacqueline is like, oh, I'm not happy with our site. Yeah, That's good. And I know, Nikki, do you also have a question? Sorry, Naomi, I think Nikki was ahead of you. Nikki, do you want to ask it?
I do. Am I unmuted? Yeah, I was just going to ask you, what have your biggest sort of business career challenges been, and how have you overcome them? I'm sure you've had many.
During this our story.
Sorry.
You mean my biggest challenge when
Sort of career challenges that you've had with the business?
There are so many, Nikki.
Yeah,
there are so many.
The most notable.
When always during, for instance, when I started saying that I was going to leave my job, for instance, to do this, many people said to me, "You're crazy. Don't do this. Don't do this." So I have a lot of people saying, "Don't do, don't do, don't do." So this was something that didn't help me. But I didn't listen to them. I just follow my heart. So I was thinking that if I listened to these people, I wouldn't be here meeting you guys, lovely people. Now we are friends, we are sisters, right? We are Phyllis. So this, I would say that this was very bad, to listen to bad people that wouldn't encourage and believe in you. So this was very bad to me,
Stay focused on the bigger picture.
Exactly. Don't be foggy or listening to people that would not encourage you to what you need to do.
Totally.
So good. Yeah.
We can talk again if you want, okay?
Yeah. No, Marcia, so good. We always believe like don't have any fears and you have to pursue your dreams. Don't listen to other people who tells you that your dreams are not possible. Yeah, very, very true. Yeah. And Naomi, you want to ask the last question?
I really enjoyed the talk. I really enjoyed your story and how you're bringing together so many different levels as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as being conscious about the community and bringing community together and supporting them. So kudos to everything that you're doing. I think your Instagram and your website, I think, is beautiful. And I'd love to, I can't wait to see what you're going to do next and how you're going to take it to the next level. And it's funny because it's just kind of a spin-off of Carolyn's question, and you even answered it as well. I know during COVID, there has been many businesses that were affected by brick and mortar stores, and also by their own platforms, all these e-commerce platforms that are out there. From what I've seen in all the different spaces of fashion and beauty and wellness, a lot of people have been pivoting and really putting a lot of their efforts in revamping, updating, and even expanding their e-commerce site so that it is direct to consumer. So since COVID has started, do you feel like your direct consumer business has increased, or do you feel that your partners are still bringing more business and exposure to your brand, or is it vice versa?
We are focusing our effort in direct to consumer. We are focusing on this in direct to consumer. I think that our partners, they are feeling pain to their business.
Right.
So they're feeling a lot of pain. And we, as a brand, we are focusing, and this is why we're going to revamp and we are going to rebrand our story as soon as we have budget, because we know that we have a lot of strengths that we need to pop up more.
Yep.
To say we are different. We are not, we are different from the others that are surfing sustainability.
What would be fun to see as well is that when and if we get back to some kind of normalcy, for you to even do your own pop-ups. You know what I mean? Like if you pop up in, I don't know, for example, in the Hamptons during the summertime when a lot of other vendors pop up there, pop up to like all these like hot spots in Miami or Brazil or wherever it is. It'd be so beautiful to see that.
Yeah.
I think there is a store in Hamptons that are looking forward to have some bags from Nanakai. And I don't know, Rafael, my son, is not my son, my partner. He doesn't want me to say that he's my son. my partner. My partner, he wants
Yeah,
to.
I mean, yeah, and Naomi, such a great question. So with Fylí, we actually have some pop-up opportunities with Nana Kai. So it's coming. Once
So
we have it, we'll share with everybody. So everyone,
Thank you.
I want to do something that's different. We usually don't do it, but for Marcia and Nana Kai really want to do it. So why not we take group picture screenshot right now, and we can just like it's a great moment and precious memories. And before we leave, Kat has a special announcement. Yeah, so let's do the picture. So ladies, if you can
I
be
love
on
being
camera.
here. Thank you so much. I wish we could say more. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love meeting you, everybody. Thank you.
No, thank you so much for joining us. It's just so grateful we are to have you here. Okay, so should I take the pic? Kat, do you want to take it or should I take?
I can do it. You can take some too. Let's, we'll double
Yeah.
up. We'll have something that works.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
Everybody smile. Oh, my bag is downstairs. And I always like to do a fun one. So everybody do something silly. I love it.
I want to put it right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Next time.
Next time, yeah.
And then my announcement is that I think some of you have seen, but one lucky attendee has the chance to win a Nana Kai bag. So I'm going to drop in our chat the link to our post. There's some steps you need to follow. And once you do those, you will be entered to win. But you also need to post your stories from this event. So I will post, here we go. That's the contest post, and that'll have all the rules. Basically, you just tag some friends, follow Nana Kai, make sure you're following Fylí if you're not already. You're in big trouble. And then you will be entered, and we'll announce our winner on, I believe, the 22nd. So you've got some time. 2/22. That's a fun date. I feel like that's tell me what those numbers mean, Naomi. I know you know.
Yeah. And the ladies, stay tuned. So hopefully later this year, we can collaborate with Marcia for our potential capsule collection and to make pop-up as Naomi, your intuitive told you. And Marcia, we want to do the rebranding, want to help you go to China, and we want to go to Peru with you for the retreat. So many great things happening, and we can do it together. And ladies, so just go ahead, follow Nana Kai, go ahead, follow Marcia, and we will send the recap very soon. And ladies, we love you, and have a great rest of your evening. And welcome to back to join us this week and next week. Marcia, thank you so much. Big shout out to you.
It's my honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great night.